Hello friends, welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. I completely messed up on my previous video. I was off. Today is actually officially December 5th. I didn't film at all yesterday. I was just so tired and I went to the grocery store to grab a couple things and then I just started feeling really weird and lightheaded, and it's probably because I hadn't had anything really to eat. Which was my bad. But yeah, so I just ended up feeling really weird yesterday, and then Micah was doing a bunch of cooking, so he was going to watch Baby Tam so I could do some filming, but then it got down to it and I told him I'm just not going to film today because I was so tired and I just wasn't feeling it. I had a headache. It just wasn't the day for filming. So here we are. It is Monday morning. It is a gloomy, somewhat foggy day out. I think it's drizzling a little bit. Baby Tam did really well sleeping last night. I still woke up a few times, but then this morning he got up at about 5:15, 5:30, which is just before I usually get up and start Micah's tea water going and then come and wake Micah up to get ready for work. And so I fed him and Baby Tam went right back to sleep. I tucked him into his bed and it was amazing. This is one of the, he doesn't do this very often, but it's so lovely when he does, because then Micah went off to work and he usually leaves around 6:20 in the morning. And then I try and scrounge up some sort of a breakfast. This morning I did oatmeal and I brought it back upstairs and Baby Tam just kept sleeping. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try just like not getting you up and changing your diaper or anything. Let's see how long you sleep. So I was able to eat my breakfast, drink my cup of tea, and then actually nap for a good hour. Yeah, because he slept in until about 8:30, which was brilliant. It was just before 8:30, probably more like 8:15. But it was so nice because I actually got to get in a nap, and he's also kind of sleepy again, which is I'm okay with. Which it's 9:45. So we've kind of been up and doing for an hour and a bit. We just kind of snuggled on the bed and hung out, and he kicked around. And what I like to do when I change his diaper is I'll have him on a diaper pad on the bed and I'll let him just kind of like kick his legs and air everything out. Now his bottom half will be naked. And just air out and flip around, because most of the time he's in cloth diapers. I've been doing it where I put him in a disposable overnight because I feel like it kind of absorbs a little bit better for that longer stretch when I'm not changing him. But he's in cloth diapers most of the time, which does kind of restrict his mobility, and he's just about starting to learn how to roll, so he's flipping his legs up and grabbing onto his toes and stuff. And so I really like to give him the chance to just kind of flip and roll around and also air everything out. So we did that, and then we just kind of snuggled for a bit, and then I've tucked him into the baby carrier, and he's probably going to go to sleep pretty soon here. This Moby wrap is just absolutely magical for helping him go to sleep. He will stay snugged up in here and then he'll fall asleep and just be tucked up. And right now he's still doing the thing where he does not nap during the day by himself. He wants to be held, and if I put him down he wakes up immediately. At night he's doing brilliantly about sleeping by himself. It's very rare that he'll have a night where he just won't sleep by himself, and then I'll just put him on my chest. But yeah, he's doing really well. He's gonna get snugged up in here, because the other thing that'll happen is I'll take him and I'll tuck him in here like this. And then what that does is that'll hold his head down. He'll kind of fuss for a minute. It's okay. Here's your pacifier. Here you go. But it just makes him feel all like safe and secure and snuggled. And somebody mentioned at one point that he can hear my heartbeat, and so that's part of why he'll sleep so well. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not quite ready yet. Anyway, I've spent almost 5 minutes here just chit-chatting about baby and stuff, which You know, I'm a mother. I can't help it. Um, okay, you're not quite ready yet? Yeah. He's so tired. So what's on the agenda today? First off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean my crafting space. That was the video I was going to film yesterday, and not only was I not in the mood for filming, I was not in the mood for cleaning. My craft area is just a mess. It is so bad, and it's made it difficult for me to get out certain craft supplies and things to work on projects because everything has something piled onto it. I'll give you a little bit of a tour. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest. But it's just kind of things have gotten piled up and piled up. So I have all the necessities. I have a baby snuggled in a Moby wrap. I have a snack, which is some of the baby oranges, tangerine things. I have water, which is very important. And I also have a cup of tea, which I have in this beautiful Christmas mug that I got a couple years ago now, I think. I just got it from Walmart, and I think this is one of the most beautiful mugs that I've ever seen Walmart carry. It's just so simple, and I absolutely love it. And it's also not huge. I do not like huge mugs. I think it's 12 ounces and smaller. I don't know how big this one is. But 12 ounces is kind of my sweet spot. I don't like huge bowl-sized mugs. Not my thing. I prefer more teacup-sized mugs. And today I'm just drinking a cup of decaf English breakfast tea. I'm not doing anything caffeinated because I'm still breastfeeding. And so I'm doing decaf English breakfast tea with a little bit of almond milk, and I don't drink dairy cow milk. For the longest time I've been completely off of dairy, but since having a baby and being pregnant, for whatever reason, I don't know if it gave my stomach a chance, my gut to heal a bit. I'm not sure, but I've been able to eat more dairy stuff like cheese and yogurt and sour cream without having stomach aches and stuff, so that's brilliant. I can't have yogurt for other reasons. But anyway, almond milk and then just a little bit of maple syrup in here, and it's just so good. It's just delicious. I absolutely love it. That was one of the things that my husband and I kind of, I wouldn't say bonded over, but he's a big tea drinker. He doesn't drink coffee. And so when we started dating, he's kind of introduced me to, I guess you could say, not snootier teas, but fancier teas. So like loose leaf tea rather than just celestial seasonings. And there's nothing wrong with celestial seasonings tea. I love celestial seasonings tea. But there is also a whole other world of tea. And so the black tea that he drinks, because he'll drink a cup of black tea in the morning instead of a cup of coffee. So the black tea that he drinks is off of Adagio, and it's a very fancy, very expensive kind of tea. It's called the Black Dragon Pearls, I think, and it comes in these little balls, and you put 3 of them in a tea strainer and boiling water, and anyway. So he kind of introduced me to a lot more of the fancier, nicer sorts of teas, and so we have a whole shelf in one of our cabinets. It's just tea. It's all the tea, and that's not counting the tea that's also in the pantry and just kind of all over. We have so much tea. Someday in my dream house, I'm gonna have a cabinet that's going to be my tea cabinet. It's gonna have my nice pretty mugs in it and the tea, and it's just gonna be amazing. Right now, we don't have that. We just live in a townhouse that we're renting. But anyway, he told me that a lot of times a black tea, because he's never really liked black tea without something in it, except for this Black Dragon Pearls tea that he drinks. It has a not so bitter taste, but he said that a lot of times with English breakfast sorts of teas, like that sort of strong black tea, it's almost specifically designed to have like milk and sugar in it. And I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that drink it black and think nothing of it, kind of like people drink black coffee. But he said that, and so then I started doing it where I would drink some English breakfast tea with milk and sugar in it, and I fell in love. And so then when I was pregnant and now breastfeeding, I didn't want to have anything. I try to be very careful with my caffeine intake, whether that's only drinking a little bit of green tea or watching how much stuff like chocolate that I eat, just because the caffeine does go into the breast milk and can affect the baby. But then I realized one day that I could just get decaf English breakfast tea, and it makes me so happy. And it's super inexpensive. Twinings decaf English breakfast tea, and it's so good. I highly recommend you try it out, especially with the maple syrup. There's a amazing tea that we got to try out. It's a rooibos vanilla chai tea, also from Adagio. It is so good, and I absolutely fell in love with it, and I would put a little bit of honey in it, and then we gave some to my mom, who is very sensitive to caffeine. She can't have anything caffeinated. She has insomnia and stuff, and so the slightest bit of caffeine and she'll be up all night, and so she doesn't drink a lot of tea. She'll drink like some herbal teas and stuff, but I gave her some of the vanilla chai because I was like, you're gonna like this. You're gonna really like this. Because she likes chai stuff, but most chai stuff has caffeine in it. And she loved it. She thought it was so good. And so then she started doing it where she would put milk and a little bit of maple syrup in it. And so she told me about it, and I was like, that sounds really good. So that's what I started doing in mine, and it's amazing. The maple syrup just adds the sweetness, but a little bit of flavor to it. It's just so good. Anyway, like I said in the video that I put up yesterday, where with the fabric, with the teapot and the teacups and everything on it, and the books, tea, I love tea. It's so good. And I feel like, especially since Mike and I started dating and then got married, I've been much more into tea because he was into tea, and before that there wasn't really, you know, my family and would get the occasional like box of Celestial Seasonings tea or something like that, and I really enjoyed drinking it, but I didn't really like super get into it until I was around Micah, who's really into it. So, you know, anyway. This is the most rambly, weird intro, but I need to get to work, and now baby's sleeping. See? It's like the most magical thing. And it's brilliant because he just will tuck up in here, and a lot of times he'll be being kind of cantankerous, and then I'll pop him in here and he just immediately falls asleep. And I'm just... And then also I just get to snuggle him all the time, but still have my hands free. Let's get to work. But before we do that, let me give you a tour of the tragic state of my craft area. So here we are. This is the doorway, the entryway into it. This stuff over here, that's all Micah's kind of side of the room. And then that's kind of my side of the room. Although, to be fair, I probably have like 2/3 of the room. So we have this table that I have right here. It's got all this junk all over it. That's my snap press and my serger. And then I have my fabrics down there, and I have different notions like zippers, elastic buttons and stuff there. I have a couple boxes of random hand sewing stuff. Then those are all my extra snaps in jars with scrap fabric on top of it. That basket down there that you can kind of see is full of scrap fabrics. This is the box down here has felt in it. This plastic container has scrapbook paper. This box thing from IKEA has a bunch of different drawing supplies and things in it. And then we have my sewing table, which is a beautiful table that my younger brother built for me, which was amazing. So I've got pattern paper down here, iron, fabric, puzzle, sewing machine, mess, Micah's gym shorts. That's that. Then I have this whole bookshelf here. Also beautiful, amazing red wall artwork. Christopher Denise. I'll put it down below. I have this whole shelf of crafts and sewing supplies. Those are all my sewing patterns up there. Well, those are my some of my PDF patterns are up there, but most of those are just like my Simplicity McCalls, that sort of thing. This is just random craft supplies. That's my journaling supplies box with some yarn in it. This is my needles, crochet hooks thing. This is a bunch of my craft books. That's the trash can, and then behind it there's more craft books and stuff. And then my desk. This is also some yarn that I haven't put away. This is my regular desk, with which my Micah built this desk for me. This is all my kind of collage-y wall with different cards that people have given me. These are some drawings that I did many years ago now. I think 10 plus years ago. Yeah, like 12 years ago. Computer, and then PDF patterns and knitting patterns, and oh, I love this artwork. This is a piece of artwork by I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it down below, but I love that. And then camera tripod, and then I've put some hooks on the side, and you can see this back here. It's hanging on a command strip hook for like knitting project bags. And then this is my yarn chest, which is just covered in stuff. There's a burp rag, there's a bunch of yarn, and my blanket project that I'm working on, my Swift and ball winder, and then that's some of Micah's random stuff that I need to get away. That's also my camera battery charger. Yeah, that's that. And then this is the cross stitch that I showed a picture of. I don't remember exactly when, but that's the cross stitch. And then this is some different artwork. Micah painted that one, and he painted that one, which I should show you these over here too, because there's another cross stitch. So these two right here are by Kular Polly. I just think of her as Polly. I'll link it down below. I love her artwork. And then that's a cross stitch that I did from a Beatrix Potter. And then this is by Minnie, oh, what's her name? Minnie Small, I think. I also support her on Patreon. I had to reduce my the amount that I was supporting her with, but I was on the tier where she would send out like a postcard every month, so that's by her. This is a painting Micah did, and then this is just a book desk jacket for Charlotte's Web. It was in really bad condition, so I just kind of cut it out and put it in a frame because I love the artwork. It's by, oh man, I completely forgot the artwork, the artist, the illustrator. He's one of my favorite illustrators. And then this was just kind of a project painting thing that I did a few years ago. And then we've got some different prints off of Etsy. That's me. And then that's another one off of Etsy. Those are just some random pictures. And then that picture over there with the moon is also a Minnie Small picture. Looks so much better. Oh, yeah, it looks so much better. I do still want to put these somewhere, I think like over my bookshelf onto my sewing table somehow, some way. Put some Christmas lights up because I think that would be so lovely and festive. Or maybe I'll try and put them over, maybe that's what I'll do, put them around the window. That would be really lovely. But I think I will wait and do that tonight when Mike is home so he can watch Babykins here. Because I think that would be a little difficult to do with him in the baby carrier. But it's looking absolutely lovely. I went ahead and wound up my Fiberco amble. And this is, if you watch my gift plans video, I talked about how I'm knitting my husband some socks for Christmas, and this is one of the yarns that I am planning to use to knit him some socks. And the weird thing is they say that it's a fingering weight yarn, but there's only 355 yards for this skein, so it's like a heavy fingering weight, if not a sport weight yarn. So I'm a little curious to see what that means in sock form. I hope they don't turn out too big. But anyway, I wanted to go ahead and get it wound up because that way, if I finish his green socks that I'm working on, which I got a decent amount of progress done last night, then this will be all caked up and ready to go. But I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's video here because I'm going to try and double video today and get another video filmed for tomorrow. But I think we're going to end things here. I hope that you enjoyed this little clean with me studio craft room tour. I am planning to do a yarn stash tour because I think that might be kind of fun. I've noticed that people seem to like those sorts of videos. It's always curious to see what sorts of yarns other people have. But yeah, this bookshelf definitely still needs some help. This one over here. But we're going to save that for another day because I just don't feel like it. And the main point was to get the working spaces cleaned up, which I have done. So, anyway, thank you for hanging out with me today. I'll see you tomorrow.